Alright everybody, welcome back to another Friday Night Magic tournament at Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. A little bit different tonight. We are doing Booster Draft. We're right into it. We're watching Dave Snow, local, I think we figure we can call him a resident limited ringer. Pile through his first pack of Magic 2014. We'll get right into it. I saw an Elvish Mystic. Flames of Firebrand very strong as well. Now we're getting into the uncommons. Tenacious Dead, Blessing, and Liliana's Reaver. 4/3 Death Touch is pretty strong. And then Show of Valor is his foil. Black is really strong in this format, so it'd be interesting to see if he takes the Reaver, but I don't think you can pass up the removal spell. Like, I'm not really big on red right now, but the fact that the 4-drop doesn't have evasion is pretty crucial.
And there's like very little removal in this set.
Yeah, there's not a lot. Like, actually, one of the best removal cards is the green, like, what I call the green Doomblade, which is basically like a prey upon, you know.
Yeah.
So we see Chandra's Outrage, which I'm for sure he's going to take, but he'll look at the rest of the pack anyway. Ranger's Growl's pretty good. Pitchburn Devils, he might wield that. It's a lightning bolt when it dies. Dark Favor and Blessed. Recluse is good. There's two of those first strike slivers, a Quarter Shield, and Millstone. Millstone's actually not that bad and limited, but it's still probably not where you want to be. I imagine he's taking the Chandra's Outrage here. Like,
yeah, there wasn't too much in the pack.
No. Like, if the Devil comes back, like, that's like an ideal circumstance. That's a reprint from Innistrad or Dark Ascension, one of the two. The one that does 3 damage when it dies.
Dark Ascension.
It's very strong.
Eventually he's going to have to think about a second caller.
Well,
there's
we'll
not
get
too
there.
much, right?
Thunderstrike is a old guy. He's just taking the guy. Like, there's no choices to be made so far. Like, all 3 cards are pretty. Illusionary Armor is not that bad. It's very bad against the deck he's building, but and all of these other cards are like barely playable. So they're like 18th through 23rd pick.
Yeah.
Naturalize. Wasn't there a Bramble Crush in this pack too?
Yeah, I think so.
And then Cyclops Tyrant. 3/4 Intimidate.
I think that's probably the pick.
No, the pick is the Volcanic Geyser. The Fireball.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but as soon as I saw it, that's. I mean, I don't claim to be a limited master by any stretch of the imagination, but so far there have been 3 red removal spells right in a row. Seems pretty obvious.
That's kind of what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because it's probably not. A lot of it's probably never going to come back.
Yeah,
So.
Enlarge is actually a pretty good card. I don't know if you would take it this early. Shortcutter's fine. High Stirrings as well. Indestructibility is not playable. Rebirth is not really where you want to be. Lightning Talons. Supporting the, I guess you could take that Tyrant this time. I don't really like any of these, and then there's Celestial Flare, which is like perfectly fine, but pretty tough to splash double white in this spot. So here he can take the, there's a Merchant Scroll he could take the Shortcutter. He could take the Ingot if he's trying to go big. Yeah, and the Celestial Flare is very good, but again, like the mana commitments might outweigh.
So just pick 4, and this is the first real decision he's had to make.
Yeah, this is pick 4. Yeah, so on our 4th pick. I just realized I could do that. Look at that. Pick 4. What did he take, the Merchant Thief or the Scroll Thief?
I don't know, I'm going to watch over here because I didn't see it.
Pretty sure he took the Looter.
Yeah, he did.
So if he took that, he's going to probably want that Time Ebb as well, which is a pretty good tempo card. Dragon Egg's not actually that bad. Door to Destiny's unplayable. Shadowborn Acolyte, not very, or Shadowborn Apostle, not very good. Brendabor is fine, but underpowered. A little bit too late to go all in on the Tome Scour plan, and then Dark Favor. So I guess he takes the Time Ebb here. The tempo from the Time Ebb is pretty strong. Put target permanent on, target creature on back at the top of its owner's library.
He read the, I can't think of the name of it, but he read the card and was like, this is not good, just like I thought it was.
The Scroll Thief, was it a Scroll Thief?
Yeah, he took Scroll Thief.
Yeah. And there's the 3/3 Flyer, it's fine. Act of Treason's always good. It's the second Tome Scour we've seen, so if somebody wants to go deep, they could do that.
I don't like
Festering Nuke's fine. Huh?
I think Act of Treason's fine.
You might take the Divination as well.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
It's tough to pass up a 3-power Flyer, though.
Yeah.
One that's the one that costs 5, and when it dies, it draws a card.
Yeah.
I mean,
The only unfortunate part is the blue.
yeah, I mean he's a controlling deck anyway with the removal that he has. Disperse also a good tempo card as well.
I like the new art on Disperse.
You see another Apostle, the whatever the one that gains life, Angelic Accord. If he wants to rare draft, there's a Corrupt, not for his deck, and then the Vanilla Minotaur, which is probably not where he wants to be. So he's going to take Disperse again here, or he's going to go with the Minotaur. I think he would take the Disperse because you can get a Minotaur later, but as I've said before, Dave Snow's qualified for the Pro Tour, so I just assume that whatever he does is correct. So are we back into, this is pick 8, right? So this is one from the wheel. So the next pack will be the one he sees, the one he opened. I don't really see anything playable in there. It looks like he's getting cut off of blue, but red is wide open. He's going to take the first strike sliver.
Probably wouldn't be bad.
I mean, it's a 1-drop that has first strike. It can't be too bad. Or he's going to take the wall. Wall it is. But that wall is actually pretty good as far as tempo is concerned.
And if I know the players in this thing, it's going to be hard for them to get any of their white cards.
Yeah, you do have some habitual white drafters. So this is the pack that he opened. I'm not sure that any of these cards are going to be real excited. He's going to be real excited about. He can take the vanilla 2-1, which he might just have to do, or he could take the first strike sliver.
I think he's starting to lean more towards blue.
There's another sliver.
It'd be 3, wouldn't it?
Shield coming back. And there's the Goblin Bombardment, except with the red activation. I'm sure there's a deck that's playable in, but it's probably the Hive Stirrings, whatever that Molten Birth or whatever that card, whatever that. He's taking Mind Rot here. So he's clearly in red as far as, the best 3 cards in his deck are red, but I think he's pretty open. I think at this point he's just taking whichever card has the best raw power.
Yeah.
Because he's
Which
not
at this
clearly.
point, it's kind of what you have to do.
Yeah, probably take this Tyrant at this point, I would think, because it's more than likely to make his deck. I don't think he woke up this morning hoping to get the Pillarfield Ox, but
I feel like the Tyrant's I mean, I thought the Tyrant's a fine pick, like 4 picks ago. So.
well, it's the one. I think you're talking about the one where he had. That was the Volcanic Geyser one. So you can take another one, but I don't really know if you want 2 6-drops in your deck. But I don't think anything else is. Well, you can play Negate. Like, you're never going to play that second 6-drop, so like Negate is probably fine as a sideboard card.
I feel like if you're not in green, you probably don't want to take that many bombs.
No. You can take Tome Scour.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with that right now.
It doesn't matter. None of these cards are going to make his deck.
What if it was like Tome Scour and then the next one was Tome Scour?
Then maybe. The next one will be a land, so. So we'll see what Dave's got for himself in pack 2 here, sorting out the playables. So it looks like there's about 8 cards I think he's happy to play. So a third of the way there, that's where he's supposed to be, right? But there were no blue cards in that pack after about the 7th pick.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to see what comes back. I have to say, Dave is very good at logistically handling the camera. This is the 4th time I've done this, and you did it once. It was fine. The other 2 times it was a hot mess. At one point, Max destroyed the camera. He knocked it off the table.
As I would like to try to go see what was going through Max's mind, I don't know if I would actually no offense, just a little too close to the table.
Yeah, but I had also a lot less prep that time. So we saw another blue flyer in there. It's a Dragon Hatchling, which I don't really think is playable. Rod of Ruins, 2 mana intensive. Shiv's Embrace. So many creature enchantments in this deck. One of the I think it's the white life gain spell. This Sanguine Bond. Foil Swamp.
I said foil planes because he moved it over.
So he's going to take that flyer. It's the only card in that whole pack that I think is anywhere close to being playable. I guess, see, Ron is a card I had in my sealed pool that I played, but I I never really drew it, so I don't really know how good it was. I drew it once, but it was in a game where the curve never allowed me to actually get it on board.
I think one thing right now he's just deciding. I think the rod will come back to him. I don't think the flyer will. If that's
I don't. I think the rod probably has less chance of wheeling
than the flyer.
Yeah, I would take the flyer, but then like every time I draft core set, I'd like default to blue-white flyers. So it's very possible that I'm doing that incorrectly.
Well, it's always good in core sets. So.
Show of Valor is a good combat trick as well.
Yeah.
There's another vanilla coral merfolk, mind rot, another hive stirrings. Hive stirrings is fine. It's 2-for-1s are always fine. That's Howl of the Night Pack is actually pretty good if you're playing a deck that can use it. Path of Bravery is not a limited card. Another Deadly Recluse, and probably take the Divination here. Whatever that last red card is, there's a Festering Newt, and then a Seismic Stomp. The nuts.
The bee's knees right here.
Yeah. I don't know what this one card is. This, do you know what that is? The Academy something? I would just take the Divination.
Yeah, it's probably really the only thing that he's probably gonna play.
I don't think he would. Anything else in that pack, I don't think he would take it and not pray that it wasn't the 23rd card in his deck. Advocate of the Beast is pretty good if you can build around it. If you can get a couple of those 2/2. He's taking the Air Servant here. Like, clearly there's nobody in blue to his left because I don't understand why the Air Servant would still be there. Grim Return is the rare in this pack. Mark of the Vampire also very strong, but at this point would be a splash for Dave. The second tutor we've seen, there's a Goblin Shortcutter, another Scroll Thief.
Whoever you pass that to, if they're in black, they're going to be pretty happy. Some choices there.
There's an Archaeomancer, which always has value, especially in Dave's Fireball deck, but I imagine he's taking the Air Servant here. Celestial Flare is very good.
All the combat tricks are in white, so...
I don't think this one is close.
I don't really, but the Archaeomancer is really good.
He's going to wheel something. The Archaeomancer will come back.
Yeah,
four 3 flyings. I'm not saying he has to take it, but I'd be very surprised if he didn't. Because right now Dave's deck is somewhat short on ways to win the game.
Fireball for $1 million.
Oh, that's a good one too. Then Archaeomancer at back. There's the Plummet that he hopes doesn't make somebody's deck, as it's very good against his. A Suntail Hawk. Another Pillarfield Ox. Is that the, like, something? A Behemoth is like a 4/4, and a Pyromancer's Gauntlet. It's basically Pyromancer's Swath. Like, it'd be very good if he could accumulate a lot more red cards, but I don't think at this point. Thunderstrike is a good combat trick. Giant Growth, Divination, and the Pump Shade. Nightwing Shade. Interesting choice here. He could take the red combat trick, or he can take... Oh, he's going to take the Gauntlet. It'd be very... Or maybe he's just debating this. He might not know this was a card until right now.
Yeah, I foresee that happening when I draft.
He could take Divination, or he could take the Lightning Talons. That Gauntlet is the kind of card that, like, if you open it, like, as your... It's like if you're just like halfway through your third pack and you're so deep, he's going to take his Frost Breath here. The card's amazing. Armored Cancrix, yet another Thunderstrike. He's more than likely going to wheel one of these, and I'm sure it'll make the deck.
And then he went to try to put it in his deck, but he's like, I guess I'll finish the pack.
Opportunity's fine, but... And then a Ratchet Bomb. Ratchet Bomb's pretty good, too. But... Oh! So the Pass of the Verge is Dave takes the opportunity. Instant speed draw spells cannot be argued with, but I thought for sure he would have gone there. So we see Encroaching Waste, which is a poor man's Tectonic Edge, another Rod of Ruin, the Stonehorn guy, the Patient Knight reprint, Trollhide. Trollhide is one of the better enchantments. Spore Mound, funny joke about that during Sealed, thought that was an enchantment and ran my dude into it, so that was fun. Another Thunderstrike. The 4/1 Firecat. I hate that guy.
Is he a trample?
No, he's just a 4/1 vanilla guy.
It's pretty great.
So he's going to pull the Rod to the front here.
That's the only thing really besides the Thunder.
The 4... Ooh, He took the cat. Well, I mean, his,
I think he's realizing he doesn't have any creatures.
I don't know, he for sure has a plan. Shivering Grotto is one of the very few fixtures this entire format. Academy Raider? Intimidate? Oh, is that the red cycle for the hate cards?
I think so.
Alright, let's see if the MTG bot has that in there. So he's going to take another Scroll Thief. The Scroll Thieves, if they ever connect, I mean, Dave's deck is setting up for a pretty tremendous amount of drawing power here, but the Scroll Thieves do a pretty good job of just blocking, too. So there's a Megantic Sliver, a Wild Guess, all these Show of Valors, another Negate. Ooh, Smelt. Always great in Limited.
Against all those Dark Forge sticks.
I would take Wild Guess here, but since his deck draws so many cards, like I don't know if it's that valuable or not. I'm just going to take another Negate. I figured that Dave figures he's never going to play that Wild Guess over all the other draw cards he has, and it's just much tougher to cast the double red, so
might as well take fireballs. You might want to take all the negates so you're not going to get negated.
Yeah, I imagine you're going to, just hate drafting negates halfway through.
That's his pack, so.
Yeah, so the rod came back. So you were right. The rod did come back, and I don't think there's anything else in here that would... It'd be interesting to see once Dave starts playing if the rod makes an impact, because I feel like it's very good. Seismic Stomp, Demolish, plenty of cards that will never be played by anyone.
I don't know. He won't play those mountains.
Hive Stirrings, and another vanilla 2-1.
Take the mountain.
You take the dude. You take the dude. So Dave's setting himself up for a pretty reasonable blue-red tempo deck here. He's got an opportunity to take yet another Scroll Thief. Scroll Thief, I would think. I would take the Archaeomancer here.
Yeah. I don't even think that one's really close.
No, it's not. Plus, well, especially considering he has at least 2 Scroll Thieves in his deck already, with another pack to come.
You're right about that one. You said that'd come back.
There's the Pyromancer's Gauntlet, and the Thunder Strike, the red combat strike. The Thunder Strike is fine. Like, having X number of combat tricks in your deck is always good. Now you get to choose which 2-power wall creature you want, Pillarfield Ox or Cankrates, and then take Encroaching Waste, which will be able to...
Encroaching Waste?
As a magic card or unlimited?
Magic card.
It's a poor man's Tectonic Edge. It's not good, but it's fine. Like, they're just reprinting cards like they know they can't print. They know they can't print cards to do what they want to do, so they keep reprinting or making cards like Tectonic Edge or Ghost Quarter or Encroaching Waste because they want you to have some kind of strip mine effect, but they don't want you to strip mine people.
Yeah.
So it's perfectly fine. Functionally, it's the same thing as Tectonic Edge, but because it still takes 4 mana. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You still have to beat. Oh, they still have to beat it.
So everybody's looking at their second pack here. We're getting ready for pack 3. Looks like Dave has a reasonable deck. Probably not the best deck he's ever drafted, but he's got a pretty powerful top end. He's got some removal to get him there. He's going to be drawing a lot of cards, and hopefully living the dream of fireballing, buying back fireball and fireballing yet again.
It seems, I mean, it's... The one thing I like to put in perspective is Corset.
Master of Diversion is amazing. There's a Shock that's pretty good as well. Actually, the Shock is not nearly as good here. Another 3/3 flyer, another Vanilla Merfolk. That Master of Diversions is amazing. Obviously, he's not in white, but another Llanowar Elf, another Shortcutter. Just there's like 4. Oh, that's very good.
So we know.
Another Air Servant. What's his rare? It's green. Garrick's Horde. And Sweet Sliver Token. So I imagine he's taking the Flames of the Firebrand because it's pretty darn good.
Or the Air Servant.
Shock, Air Server, Plains of the Firebrand are all cards I want out of this pack. Oh, and the 3/3 Flyer as well.
And then you go Flames, though, right?
I would. I don't know if that's right or not, but there are games that if you just resolve that against a certain board state, you can't lose.
I mean, it can be a 3-for-1.
In this format, it's much harder, but the fact that it does 3 damage... Shock is just not very good in this format because there's so many things that are 2/3 and 1/3, and it's just very hard to get through them. So we see a Lava Axe, the rare is Dark Prophecy.
Splash for that, right?
Yeah, splash for that. The Black Magus. Briarpack Alpha is a very good reprint from Innistrad block as well, but obviously out of Verdant Haven, one of the few fixing spells in this format. Another, what's this? Marauding Maulhorn? What's that guy do? I know I played against that in another removal spell in Claustrophobia. That might be the pick here. What's the Marauding Maulhorn do? Do you know?
No. I honestly know like 10 cards in this set, unfortunately.
Can't remember what it does. I know I played against it at the Sealed. Probably going to take, I imagine you take the Claustrophobia. Removal is always valuable here.
He is short on dudes, though.
He's picked up several. It's just that they're not very big. This one's a tough one for him. Oh, it attacks each turn of Fable. It's a Juggernaut, so it is. That's fine. I mean, the more burn you pick up, you can just blast a path. So the rare in this pack is Silence. There have been a lot of dead rares in these packs. Vampire Warlord.
There's a lot of dead rares in this set, though.
Yes, it was a core set. Another Sporeman. Somebody's going to be pretty happy with that. Charging Griffin's not bad. And Sea Sky's very good. That seems to be a pretty clear pick in this one, too. 2/4 Paladin. And Pitchburn Devils. I could be talked into the Pitchburn Devils as well. The Sea Sky is very strong, but he might take the Devils as well. Nope. I gave the Devils too much credit. The Sea Sky is a reprint, I think, from Dark Ascension. And just...
Most of these are reprints from Dark Ascension.
Yeah. And 2-power evasive with flash and a 3-ass is just... Oh, it's so strong. I played a lot of limited in that format, and that one was always an all-star. So we see another Academy Raider, which I believe is a loot effect, the chat has told me. And Festering Newt, Suntail Hawk, Siege Mastodon. So I guess he's going to take the looter.
It seems to be the consensus in the last couple times.
Oh, he's going to take another 2/1. Boom.
Now we just need to get some Master of Pearl Tridents, and we're good to go.
They didn't reprint that card, right? There are no lords in this set. So here we are on the wheel. Zephyr Charge. Enchantment gets everything flying. Well, this isn't the wheel pack. It's a 4/1 cat that he took the first time that I didn't really understand, but I will trust in Dave Snow. No, this is the pack he opened, I think. Tenacious, or Zombie, I should say. Shiv's Embrace. I get excited every time I see that Shiv's Embrace because I think it's Chandra's Outrage.
Yeah.
But it's not.
You want to play cat again?
Well, the thing with the cat is it's a 4-power for 3, I believe. Right? It's 2 in a red. Which in his deck is fine if you cast it on 3 and then spend turns 4, 5, and 6, like tapping down their blockers and blowing them away. And there is the Haste Sliver.
Yeah, the only
Hey now, on color rare is Dismiss into Dream, which is not where he wants to be. And the last one is the the weird ponder type effect, Glimpse the Future.
3 mana cost. Does he have haste himself?
Yeah, well he's a sliver. The slivers don't say other.
Okay. I thought these did. Oh, it's no, so that you control, and normally
Yes.
it's all slivers. Okay.
The slivers have always affected themselves as well. Another fire cat. You can go deep on this fire cat plan.
Yeah, like the only lord is the slivers, so
The muscle sliver or whatever the reprint was. Swall Swords is pretty good against his deck. He could take another cat. Oh, he's going so deep on cats.
Mono cats.
Dave the Fire Cat Snow.
Little contradiction.
He's going north of the wall. So there's a Thunder Strike, but I think he already took one late in the second pack. There's an Auramancer, which is not bad in this format, but not good in his deck. Another 6-drop, and a Naturalize. So
what was the other that card you had to
Illusionary Armor, it's like a +4/+4, but it's Phantasmal Image Armor, so like if you target it, it dies. Oh, that's very fortunate that came back. The 3/3 flyer.
Did it?
Yes.
I think whoever was drafting blue quit. Back when it got kind of cut off on blue, but this time it's...
Yeah.
Brandon, we need you for your draft.
Alright. Good luck, Brandon. So Brandon will step back, and we're almost done with this draft anyway. The last dragons here we see Spore Mound, a Wild Guess, a Lava Axe. You might take the Lava Axe if it's not something you're super excited about. Spore Mound is probably the best card in this pack. I really don't understand why it's still around this late in the draft. Dave's just going to take that to keep somebody from playing against him. It's a value engine. A lot of times can get out of control. The Big Sliver, Verdant Haven, Angelic Accord, and another Spore Mound. So nobody in green, or whoever's in green, is not aware of potential in Spore Mound. Or, to be fair, it could be overvaluing the Spore Mound. We see the Academy Raider, Festering Newt, and a bunch of black cards that nobody wants. And we're winding down here, so with the land that Dave gets past, we're going to take a brief second, going to switch the camera, we'll watch Dave build his pool, and then we will be we'll be back for round one of this pod. So stick with us, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, I apologize for stepping out, but covering the drafts is very difficult because it requires a lot of maneuvering of the camera. So I talked with Dave a little bit. He did mention that one of the reasons he started taking so many Fire Cats and Coral Merfolk is because he managed to pick up the flyer that when it attacks it gives other creatures flying, which makes those Fire Cats a lot better. So that's the route he went. We see him piling everything out here with the cards at the bottom. His last cuts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like he has 25 cards piled out as of right now. So it looks like not making the cut are the Coral Merfolk, which not anything too surprising in that regard. It is simply a 2-mana guy since you don't get run over, and it can put on pressure since Dave does have a fair amount of removal. 2 Flames of the Firebrand, a Fireball, or a Volcanic Geyser I should say, and a Chandra's Outrage. So even a Grizzly Bear can get there over time. Looks like he's going to drop a Divination. Unlikely to play both of them. He still has the opportunity in his hand, which especially in a slow format like Limited, like Corset Limited, can be backbreaking in terms of resource development. So he's leaving in the Thunderstrike. Well, as soon as I say that, he takes the Thunderstrike out. The Haste Sliver also not making the cut. A couple other things that we figured wouldn't make the cut. The Armored King Cricks, which came late. But Dave's deck setting up pretty good. He's got a pretty good high end of Air Servant, and then double whatever that 3/3 flyer is that draws a card when it dies. He's got a Sea Skite. He's got a Canyon Minotaur, which is not necessarily great, but given the removal he has, can get in there. And then he has this pretty sizable package down here of Scroll Thieves to give him some additional card draw and clog the way, as well as his Tri-Firecat technology, which when paired with the flyer that gives the target creature flying when it attacks, can do a fair amount of work should that combination get online. So we'll take a brief second here and look at the take a look at the chat and see what everybody is talking about. I know the chat earlier was giving me grief for saying that the Lava Axe was playable, though I meant playable at that point in the draft, which was I think the 12th pick or 11th pick in the third pack. Also noting, for those who are just joining us, that the Archaeomancer in Dave's deck is going to do a lot of work, as he's going to be able to rebuy Divinations, Flames of the Firebrand, the Fireball should it come to that. And it'll be interesting to see how the Rod of Ruin works out in practice. So it looks like, doing a quick count here, we've got 10, 16, 21, 22, 23. 23 cards as it sits. Notably, Dave leaving out the Looter, the Thunderstrike, the Haste Sliver, and the First Strike Sliver. Dave's curve starting at 2. I'm not sure if that Haste Sliver has any value in his deck at this point. Looks like the 24th card that Dave's struggling on is the Phantasmal Armor, which I imagine he wants to play because of the number of Firecats that he has. The cards that are good against the Firecats in terms of combat, not nearly as good against that enchantment. And the things that are good against that enchantment are going to kill the Firecat anyway, so I can imagine he's considering that. Just doing a quick count here. By my count, it looks like he has 22 cards currently laid out. Nope, 23 cards. So while Dave's making his final cuts, just a reminder to everyone that if you like that snazzy playmat that he's building his deck on, head over to inkedplaymats.com, visit our friends over there who hooked us up with that. Daily deals on playmats starting at $10, and then custom playmats starting at $25. You can even get custom double playmats like we have. So head over to their website for more information. I would not tell you to do so if I didn't believe in their product. Have absolutely no obligation to do so. I simply support people I think do a good job. The chat suggesting to get the blistering Firecat, or the whatever it's called, the Firecat. Just get a playmat of all those Firecats. That's what we want to see. So it looks like Dave makes the final cuts here. The Phantasmal Armor stays in the board, as do the Haste Sliver and the First Strike Sliver. The second Divination comes back in, and the Thunderstrike doesn't make the cut. So it looks like we're done with deck building here. Dave's going to sleeve him up. We should start relatively soon. I think we'll get, if we have time, we'll try to get Dave in here and talk a little bit about the deck he built.